Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to CCxRC. On the bench today, I have a brand new 1/18 scale Chevrolet Apache 6x6 from FMS. And like many of the other FMS vehicles we have showed you guys on this channel, the box on this thing and the way that it is contained is just really, really well done, like they always do. They make these things show trucks, and this one, it doesn't disappoint as well. We're going to open this up and show you guys the look of this iconic Chevrolet. It actually is making me reminisce to times when I was in Cuba, and there's so many of the old Chevys and the old trucks, the big trucks driving around down there still. And man, is it making me think about my couple trips I've had there for work. This is pretty sick, you guys. I don't know that I necessarily saw an Apache there, but I mean, just the iconic lines and the looks of this are very, very cool, of the older style Chevys. So let's go ahead, flip around, unbox this thing, and show you guys what you get in the box. Alrighty, here we go. We're gonna unbox this thing, show you that 6x6 action. Looks like the manual sitting right up on the top. There we go. We got it here. Quick glance at it. It's gonna show you how everything works as far as all the ports on the ESC, how the radio works and what the different buttons do. There's a lot of different buttons and configurations up here as for how you can lay them out, and be able to set different things like drag brake and all that, which are shown right here for the parameters of the truck. We'll take a look at that and see how it's set up. Oh, here it goes. Look at that. There's the radio we just saw in the manual, and all of them are set to the down position, which means that it is at running mode forward reverse brake in the first one. LiPo mode is the second switch, and then these other ones refer to drag brake, which is going to be set at 0% right now. So we're going to go ahead, and this is a crawler. Not really, it's a trail truck. We'll go at, let's say 75%, like that. Call that good. Look at the color of this thing. Man, is that pretty. Looks like we have to do a little bit of work in order to install the rear bumper on here. Your battery charger and a little wheel lug, nut, wrench. Take the sticker off the front window. That is very sharp. Beautiful model. Let's see how they've got this special axle right here, which is like a through axle in order to have the drive shaft set up here. Motors and all that are tucked up in here. Decent sized motor. Transmission, all that you can drop out from here. Doesn't look too bad to get at everything. The doors sure look like they would open, but they do not. Man, is that nice. All right. The hood, however, does open, so we'll show you in there. There it goes. Battery's kind of floating in there right now. You can see your servo tucked up in there, a bunch of the light wires, everything on-off switch is right here. And the ESC is tucked down inside of there. Kind of hard to see with the light. There it is. Overall though, looking pretty good. I like the way that they tuck everything in here. Let's go ahead and just plug in our battery. The chrome on the wheels looks really good. Everything shines. Got no oil filled shocks, just friction dampened shocks. But it's pretty cool how these are independent and how they work. The steering angle on this looks like it could be pretty awesome. We'll have to wait and see, but there's definitely a lot of potential for steering throw if the servo can give you that much. Yeah, we might have to swap that servo out with one of the CCxRC ones in the future. It does have an open bed here in the back, kind of, you know, molded very well. This tailgate does not open on this particular truck. Some of their other ones do. Overall, a very nice model. The color on it is absolutely stunning, and it is definitely going to be a looker out there as we're driving it around. So let's look at what kind of batteries we're going to need. AAAs, 4 AAAs we're going to need. Have it out in just a second. I do want to look. I do have my other 6x6 here, and we'll see how it looks compared to size. Wheelbase looks to be the same. However, the truck itself just feels completely bigger. Everything about the truck itself feels bigger. Where this is probably a little bit more of a capable crawler type truck, this one is going to be more of a show truck for driving around. We'll note that the radios are different as well. This one does not come apart like this FMS one did. So that's just one little thing. I'm actually going to steal batteries from this one in order to power this guy up. All right, that was just a quick size comparison. Same wheelbase, same basic chassis here, except that it doesn't have as knobby tires. These are not foam filled. They are just air filled tires, which is going to allow it to kind of flex over things, which is probably good. They feel vented, sound vented. It is plastic frame rails, plastic drive shafts, plastic links, lots of plastic pieces. But again, this is for a total different type of use. And even though we're going to try to do a little bit of crawling with it, that is not the main goal of this truck, is to be a crawler. All right, we have power. Now let's see if this has any power. It's already in here. We've got lights. Lights, camera, action, baby. Oh, wow. Turn signals are wicked. The brake lights come on under reverse, or that'd be your brake, I guess, would be a reverse. So they come on for that. They do not come on when you're turning. I clicked it one too many times. So that's one is just going to be headlights, reverse lights, turn signals. Click it again, a little brighter version of the same thing. And then the last one is going to be flashing like your hazards, just for the front one. So the grill says Chevrolet molded in there. These decals and all that are all plastic molded. Awesome light buckets as well that are plastic. Very well done as far as those features are concerned. This truck is more about paying attention to the detail and having that really scale model. Slow crawl's pretty nice, not gonna lie. I'm gonna turn off that light kit for now. But we still have our turn signals. Now we have nothing. All right, so on our radio, we do have steering dual rates. And so we want to turn those all the way up. There's our steering. Lots of it there. You have a steering trim to help it stay straight. You've got throttle dual rates for how fast you want it to be able to go. And then throttle trim to be able to set your 0 point. All right, so let's put a little crawler thing on here. All right. I'm getting reversed. It could be because your trim is off. That is good steering for this. I've had some where the steering has not been this good. It is 6x6. All 6 tires want to drive. Let's see if we can back up over it here. Oh, I rolled it. At least it was in here and on this nice soft Protect mat I've got down. Motor feels all right. As far as capability, the smoothness of it is very nice, which is something that I always am looking for, is what is our throttle range like? And it does bind a little bit when it does encounter something. You have to give a little bit more input, but it's very smooth. That suspension was awesome. I'm just going to back over it in a way that I won't roll it this time. And hit a different part of the track as we go through this time. We'll just be watching some of that suspension work. You can easily one-handed drive this, which is nice. Let's zoom in for a little bit more of that suspension action as we're going across here. See if we can watch it move. There we go. You can see the rear suspension. Not a whole lot of dropout on there. It'd be nice maybe to have a little longer shock. Oh, there we can see it. That front wheel kind of working there. Ooh, I'm going to be careful because I don't want to fall off the table here. Just going to guard it as I drive through. There it goes. I wasn't sure. Not bad for what it is. Nice. All right, you guys, I'm going to charge up this battery and we're going to take it outside and run. It did not come with enough charge to do that now. But I can see my servo's kind of working and twitching right now as it's sitting there. But look at this thing. It is a pretty looking truck. Alrighty guys, here we go. We're going to go a little bit of crawling if we can. Our new outdoor crawling course. See how it does with that 6x6 action. Put the bumper right into that. So far, it's making its way through. The front end does turn quite a bit, which is good. Just needs to hook up. The rear tires need to help. Hung up on something. There it goes. I'm gonna reverse a little. That bumper over. This truck is not meant for this, guys, but it did all right. Definitely got more diffs to hang up, that's for sure. If we can't make our way through it. Most of you guys would get this more to just look good crawling on a trail. Here we're going on a few rocks, see how it does. That's not bad. Bumper. Cool. So it's getting through here, that's for sure. Might not be the prettiest way around. Let's back it up. We gotta make those wheels connect a little different. There it goes. Oh. There it goes. A steeper climb here through. Man, that looks good. That looks good getting through here. I even installed that rear bumper and it's still getting its way around. Haven't ripped it off yet, so that's good. Get the front tire up on there. There it is. Got to bounce it. Potential spam call. Get those all the time. I know a lot of you guys do too. Gotta hang up on them. Maybe if I get my tires up on the rock here. And we just give a little speed. Or we just take a different approach. See if we can get up here. The big wing. Oh, not my paint job. Terrain down here is some of the hardest stuff to get through. And they're moving and shifting, hanging on diffs. That bumper paint is not holding on. A little bit of rubbing going on. Little patina, looks good. Oh, a little bit of that CCxRC patina on the bumper. Kind of sneak around this corner here. Ooh, it's leaning. She's leaning. And we're hung up on the diff. There it goes. No. Turning into it. That ain't gonna work. Ugh. Saved it. Oh, then I threw it down. Ugh. Let's get some of the dirt off of there. Man, is it a looker though. Just gotta watch where those diffs are as you're driving. Try to find some clearance for them. As I say that, I throw the diff right into that rock. Front bumper. Gotta walk it around it. That might have helped move that rear rock out. Dirt clump. Almost there. I am actually very impressed with how this is doing right now. I did not have any expectations for it to be able to do any of this and look as good as it does. This is so nice. Wow. This is one of the first trucks I've really gotten to come on this course with. So I finished it and then had to travel. I did one truck out here and I didn't do super great, and then we expanded the course. That is insane that it's doing some of this stuff. So I'd say the biggest thing is there's 3 diffs underneath there, and you gotta watch out where they are. Because like right there, as much as I've got a ton of wheel speed and power, well, not a ton of wheel speed, I got enough, but I don't have the ability to keep it from hanging up on those diffs under there if I'm not careful. But for these on-road tires, or very low tread tires, to be doing so good is pretty cool. See, I hung up those rears. You get the diffs off, there it is. It's got a longer wheelbase, so I'm wondering if I can make this descent, or if I'm going to end up in tumble world. Oh, paint job. Wow. Gotta get the dips from hanging up. But it did it. This stuff's really easy to hang up my diffs on. There's so many different points sticking up everywhere. So, a lot of just trying to find different lines as I go. Drive shafts are holding up to this beating so far. On them, on the rocks, and getting hung up and trying to power through. All of them are still pushing, so that's good. We took it from being a show truck and just threw it on the rock pile. Said, let's see what you got, baby. Oh. Oh, some of those are just dirt marks on the bumpers. Not all wear. That's getting a little too difficult for it. The breakover on it's a little tough too, because of the long wheelbase with the 6 wheels. Let's see, I could go a different way around the back though. Still playing the mud here. We'll do a couple of cool lines. There it is. Splitting it. Multi-turns, we'll find our way down. Wow. Bumper. Find a different way out. There it is. It is doing surprisingly well, considering that this is not what it is intended to be used for. Don't want to fall off of this, I know that. It's a long way down. Man, that's cool. Double check it. That's a drop, and it goes another 20 feet to the bottom. You put a fence up at the bottom of that, or at the edge of that. Sweet. Well, guys, that is not what this truck is for, the Chevrolet Apache by FMS, but boy did it do a good job with it. And yeah, I mean, you can get this truck to be a looker, to just drive around in the yard. The steering range is very impressive for this particular truck, and it's long, so it doesn't turn super sharp, but the actual ability of the front end to turn as much as the wheels do is pretty awesome, and it really helped it on the rocks. The top speed is not great though, but it's enough for getting around. But if you're gonna walk, it's slower than walking pace. There's full speed. Not fast. All right, guys, there it is, the beautiful Chevrolet Apache 6x6 by FMS. Check out the links down below, guys. If you want more information, check it out on the FMS site. But overall, you're getting a pretty cool model that you can drive around, and it can even tackle some rocks. So hope you have fun RCing. Catch you next time.